So our problem says, find the linear and quadratic models that best fit this data of the number of deaths each year from HIV. We're going to use the best fit model to predict the number of deaths in 2020. So I just cleared my calculator using the steps on the screen. And now we're going to actually go and turn on our stat diagnostics. That's step number 1. In order to do statistics, we need our diagnostics on. So we go to mode, scroll all the way down, and click on. And now we're going to enter our data in. So how do we do that? We go to stat, and we're going to want to edit our lists. So we have multiple lists we can use. We're going to start with list number 1 to put all the years in. And so I'm just going to type in all of those years right now. So once I finish typing in the years, I'm going to move on to list 2 now and put in the number of deaths. And we want to make sure that all of these years match the deaths that go with it. So the order does matter. You don't want to just like rearrange it and put it in least to greatest order. We want to put it in the order so that our sort of coordinates, year and death, match up. So you can see right now that all of my years match up with all of my number of deaths. They should be paired as they were originally. Next step is to turn on our stat plots. So we click second y equals where it says stat plot in blue. We go to plot 1 and we highlight on. That is turning on the ability to look at our statistical values. Then we click zoom 9. So you can scroll all the way down to number 9, or you can just click the number 9. And you can see that's our zoom stat. So if you ever forget number 9, just look for zoom stat. And that's number 9. We can see all of the dots that we just put in. So those are our sort of x and y coordinates that we just typed into our stat list. So what we're going to do is go to stat, and we're going to try to calculate the linear best fit model. So we're going to stat over to calc, and we want linreg. That's a linear regression. You click linreg, and your calculator might look different than mine. You might have things like L1, L2, frequency, and then store. So in yours, you're going to go to store and put this y1 by doing alpha trace y1 and click enter. And then it gives us all this information. This has our y equals ax plus b, that's the equation of a line. You can see on my graph, it's actually filling it out, and that's in your calculator as well. It gives us a and b, and it gives us this r squared value. R squared tells you how accurate the graph is. So 0.96 means 96% accurate. Next we go to stat over to calc, and we're going to do the quadratic regression since we just did the linear one. Quadratic is going to be a quadratic. It's going to have x squared in our y equals equation. We do the same thing where we store in y1. And according to this, our r squared is 0.99, which means it's a 99% accurate model for our data. So this is a pretty good model for our data, better even than the line. So next we're going to actually look at our table because we want to predict what's going to happen in the year 2020. Now notice this is x value of 12. That means the year 12. So that's not super helpful to what we want to find. We don't want year 12. So we go to second window, which in blue above is table set. And you're going to tell it to start in like 2018. That way we can predict the future. Then we go to our table, second graph. Now you can see in 2020, there are going to be 6,383 people.